Hello everyone. Today begins the traditional Catholic Bible reader. So this is the one put out by Timothy Flanders, based on the Benedictine schema of readings. So I will leave a link to this in the description. And so we will actually, during Advent, we start with Isaiah and Wisdom. So I'll start with the Wisdom reading first. So it goes chapter by chapter, so 19 chapters altogether. The first chapter of the Book of Wisdom. Love justice, you that are the judges of the earth. Think of the Lord in goodness, and seek him in simplicity of heart. For he is found by them, that tempt him not, and he showeth himself to them that have faith in him. For perverse thoughts separate from God, and his power, when it is tried, reproveth the unwise. For wisdom will not enter into a malicious soul, nor dwell in a body subject to sins. For the Holy Spirit of discipline will flee from the deceitful, and will withdraw himself from thoughts that are without understanding, and he shall not abide when iniquity cometh in. For the spirit of wisdom is benevolent, and will not acquit the evil speaker from his lips. For God is witness of his reins, and he is a true searcher of his heart, and a bearer and a hearer of his tongue. For the Spirit of the Lord hath filled the whole world, and that which containeth all things hath knowledge of the voice. Therefore he that speaketh unjust things cannot be hid, neither shall the chastising judgment pass him by. For inquisition shall be made into the thoughts of the ungodly, and the hearing of his words shall come to God, to the chastising of his iniquities. For the ear of jealousy heareth all things, and the tumult of murmuring shall not be hid. Keep yourselves therefore from murmuring, which profiteth nothing, and refrain your tongue from distraction, for an obscure speech shall not go for naught, and the mouth that belieth killeth the soul. Seek not death in the era of your life, neither procure ye destruction by the works of your hands. For God made not death, neither hath he pleasure in the destruction of the living. For he created all things that they might be, and he made the nations of the earth for health, and there is no poison of destruction in them, nor kingdom of hell upon the earth. For justice is perpetual and immortal, but the wicked with works have called it to them, and esteeming it a friend, have fallen away, and have made a covenant with it, because they are worthy to be of the part thereof. Now on to the first 3 chapters of Isaiah. The vision of Isaiah the son of Amos, which he saw concerning Judah and Jerusalem in the days of Ozias, Jonathan, Achaz, Ezekiah, kings of Judah. Hear, O ye heavens, and give ear, O earth, for the Lord has spoken. I have brought up children and exalted them, but they have despised me. The ox knoweth his owner, and the ass his master's crib. But Israel hath not known me, and my people hath not understood. Woe to the sinful nation, a people laden with iniquity, a wicked seed, ungracious children. They have forsaken the Lord, they have blasphemed the Holy One of Israel. They are gone away backwards. For what shall I strike you any more? You that increase transgressions. The whole head is sick, and the whole heart is sad. From the sole of the foot unto the top of the head, there is no soundness therein. Wounds and bruises, swelling sores. Wounds and bruises and swelling sores. They are not bound up, nor dressed, nor fomented with oil. Your land is desolate, your cities are burnt with fire, your country strangers devour before your face. And it shall be desolate as when wasted by enemies. And the daughter of Zion shall be left as a covert in a vineyard, and as a lodge in a garden of cucumbers, and as a city that is laid waste. Except the Lord of hosts had left us seed, we had been as Sodom, and we have been like to Gomorrah. Hear the word of the Lord, ye rulers of Sodom. Give ear to the law of our God, ye people of Gomorrah. To what purpose do you offer me the multitude of your victims, saith the Lord? I am full. I desire not holocausts of rams, and fat of fatlings, and blood of calves, and lambs, and buck goats. When you come to appear before me, who required these things at your hands, that you should walk in my courts? Offer sacrifice no more in vain. Incense is an abomination to me. The new moons and the Sabbaths and other festivals I will not abide. Your assemblies are wicked. My soul hateth your new moons and your solemnities. They are become troublesome to me. I am weary of hearing them. And when you stretch forth your hand, I will turn away my eyes from you. And when you multiply prayer, I will not hear, for your hands are full of blood. Wash yourselves, be clean. Take away the evil of your devices from our eyes. Cease to do perversely. Learn to do well, seek judgment, relieve the oppressed. Judge for the fatherless, defend the widow, and then come and accuse me, saith the Lord. If your sins be as scarlet, they shall be made as white as snow, and if they be red as crimson, they shall be white as wool. If you be willing and will hearken to me, you shall eat the good things of the land. But you will not, and will provoke me to wrath. The sword shall devour you, because the mouth of the Lord has spoken it. How is the faithful city that was full of judgment become a harlot? Justice dwelt in it, but now murderers. The silver is turned into dross, the wine is mingled with water. The princes are faithless companions of thieves. They all love bribes, they run after rewards. They judge not for the fatherless, and the widow's cause cometh not into them. Therefore saith the Lord, the God of hosts, the mighty one of Israel, I will comfort myself over my adversaries, and I will be revenged of my enemies. And I will turn my band to thee, and I will clean purge away thy dross, and I will take away all thy tin. And I will restore thy judges as they were before, and thy counselors as of old. After this thou shalt be called the city of the just, a faithful city. Zion shall be redeemed in judgment, and they shall bring her back to justice. And he shall destroy the wicked and the sinners together, and they that have forsaken the Lord shall be consumed. For they shall be confounded for the idols to which they have sacrificed, and you shall be ashamed of the gardens which you have chosen, when you shall be as an oak with the leaves falling off, and as a garden without water, and your strength shall be as the ashes of tow, and your work as a spark, and both shall burn together, and there shall be none to quench it. The second chapter. The word that Isaiah the son of Amos saw concerning Judea and Jerusalem. And in the last days the mountain of the house of the Lord shall be prepared on the top of mountains, and it shall be exalted above the hills, and all nations shall flow unto it. And many people shall go and say, Come and let us go up to the mountain of the Lord, and to the house of the God of Jacob, and he will teach us his ways, and we will walk in his paths. For the Lord shall come forth from Zion, and the word of the Lord from Jerusalem. And he shall judge the Gentiles, and rebuke many peoples. And they shall turn their swords into plowshares, and their spears into sickles. Nation shall not lift up sword. Nation shall not lift up sword against nation, neither shall they be exercised any more to war. O house of Jacob, come ye, and let us walk in the light of the Lord. For thou hast cast off thy people, the house of Jacob, because they are filled as in times past, and have had soothsayers as the Philistines, and have adhered to strange children. Their land is filled with silver and gold, and there is no end to their no end of their treasures. And their land is filled with horses, and their chariots are innumerable. Their land is also full of idols. They have adored the work of their own hands, which their own fingers have made. And man hath bowed himself down, and man hath debased down, and man hath been debased. Therefore forgive them not. Enter thou into the rock, and hide therein the pit, from the face of the fear of the Lord, and from the glory of his majesty. The lofty eyes of man are humbled, and the haughtiness of men shall be made to stoop, and the Lord alone shall be exalted in that day, because the day of the Lord of hosts shall be upon everyone that is proud and high-minded, and upon everyone that is arrogant, and he shall be humbled, and upon the tall and lofty cedars of Libanus, and upon all the oaks of Bashan, and upon all the high mountains, and upon all the elevated hills, and upon every high tower, and every fence wall, and upon all the ships of Tarsus, and upon all that is fair to behold. And the loftiness of men shall be bowed down, and the haughtiness of men shall be humbled. And the Lord alone shall be exalted in that day, and idols shall be utterly destroyed. And they shall go into the holes of rocks, and into the caves of the earth from the face of the fear of the Lord, and from the glory of his majesty, when he shall rise up to strike the earth. In that day a man shall cast away his idols of silver and his idols of gold, which he hath made for himself to adore, moles and bats. And he shall go into the clefts of rocks, and into the holes of stones, from the face of the fear of the Lord, and from the glory of his majesty, when he shall rise up to strike the earth. Cease ye therefore from the man whose breath is in his nostrils, for he is reputed high. Chapter 3. For behold, the sovereign Lord of hosts shall take away from Jerusalem and from Judea and from Judah the valiant and the strong, the whole strength of bread and the whole strength of water, the strong man and the man of war, the judge and the prophet, and the cunning man and the ancient, the captain over 50, and the honorable in countenance, and the counselor, and the architect, and the skillful in eloquent speech. And I will give children to be their princes, and the effeminate shall rule over them. And the people shall rush one upon another, and every man against his neighbor. The child shall make a tumult against the ancient, and the base against the honorable. For a man shall take hold of his brother, one of the house of his father, saying, Thou hast a garment, be thou our ruler, and let this ruin be under thy hand. In that day he shall answer, saying, I am no healer, and in my house there is no bread, nor clothing. Make me not ruler of the people. For Jerusalem is ruined, and Judah is fallen, because their tongue and their devices are against the Lord, to provoke the eyes of his majesty. The show of their countenance hath answered them, and they have proclaimed abroad their sin as Sodom, and they have not hid it. Woe to their souls, for evils are rendered to them. Say to the just man that it is well, for he shall eat the fruit of his doings. Woe to the wicked unto evil, for the reward of his hand shall be given him. As for my people, their oppressors have stripped them, and women have ruled over them. O my people, that they call thee blessed. They that call thee blessed. The same deceive thee and destroy the way of thy steps. The Lord standeth up to judge, and he that standeth to judge the people. The Lord will enter into judgment with the ancients of his people and its princes, for you have devoured the vineyard, and the spoil of the poor is in your house. Why do you consume my people, and grind the faces of the poor, saith the Lord, the God of hosts? And the Lord said, because the daughters of Zion are haughty, and have walked with stretched out necks and wanton glances of their eyes, and made noise as they walked with their feet, and moved in a set pace. The Lord will make hold the crown of the head of the daughters of Zion, and the Lord will discover their hair. In the day the Lord will take away the ornaments of shoes and little moons, and chains and necklaces and bracelets and bonnets, and bodkins and ornaments of the legs, and tablets and sweet bells and earrings, and rings and jewels hanging on the forehead, and changes of apparel, and short cloaks, and fine linen, and crisping pins, and looking glasses, and lawns, and headbands, and fine veils. And instead of sweet smell, there shall be stench, and instead of a girdle, a cord, and instead of curled hair, baldness, and instead of a stomacher, haircloth. Thy fairest man also shall fall by the sword, and thy valiant ones in battle, and her gates shall lament and mourn, and she shall sit down desolate, and she shall sit desolate on the ground. Alright, so that concludes the readings for the first Sunday of Advent, according to this plan. So, thank you for listening. I will be back tomorrow with the next chapters. Thank you.